-4. -4. I want to iterate the fact that when I looked at the temperature this morning, because I knew it was going to be cold today, -4. Oh, dear Lord, why? Happy Saturday, everybody. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. Remember how I said in yesterday's video that I think it was either Thursday or it was either in Thursday's video or Friday's video. I alluded to the fact that I didn't think we'd actually get to this part of the week at that point. The reason being was I was actually looking forward to something really cool that, well, technically something cool did happen, but I was actually going to take my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephews to the Horseheads girls basketball game that was in Corning last night. Because, my brother played basketball, his wife played basketball. In fact, when I told my sister-in-law that the starting point guard, which was her position when she was young, wears number 32, which is her number, I mean, at that point, we got to make it happen. And I really was looking forward to that last night. But one of my nephews got sick. Hey, listen, sick kids take top priority. Nothing I can do. It did kind of bum me out, but you know what? The health and well-being of my nephews far exceeds anything I would like to have happen. So, I'm sure, listen, they're great parents. My nephews are good kids, raised by good parents, I'm not worried at all. The important thing is that, my youngest nephew, the one who was sick, gets better, and, that's all I can do. So, yeah, I am. So part of my low is the fact that my nephew is, sick. Nothing serious, obviously, just like, fever. Again, it might have to do with how crazy the weather's been. -4 is any indication. But it's fine. He's doing, my nephew is doing fine. My whole family's doing fine, actually. And it was basically going to be myself, my parents, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my 3 nephews at the game last night. Because they live in Corning, and the game was right in Corning, so it was perfect timing. But again, nephew got sick, nothing I can do. But I got to at least hang with my parents last night. And it was a lot of fun. Horseheads, there's a reason, like last time I checked, Horseheads is ranked like 4th in New York State. There's a reason why. Because they outright doubled the final. I think the final score was 70-33 or something like that. It was crazy how good this team is. Everyone played well. I mentioned the starting point guard, number 32. She was outstanding. And she's only a freshman. Seriously, this team is ridiculously young. The only senior among the starting 5 is they have seniors on the team, but only one of the seniors is starting, and it's one of the forwards. Granted, it's one of the best forwards in all of Section 4. But still, virtually everyone on this, I think it's 5 seniors, virtually everybody on that team is coming back. And it also helps the fact that, they're being coached by the GOAT. And no, I'm not just saying that because this particular GOAT just happens to be my old 8th grade English teacher. And fun fact, his wife was my 9th grade Spanish teacher. So, yeah, I would taking all that aside, this coach is probably the best. I mean, I can make a case that the girls basketball coach for Horseheads is the best overall coach in this area for like all sports. If we're doing just basketball, one of the best coaches in New York State, period. I'm getting ahead of myself though. So my high was I got to be with my family. My act of kindness was I actually did a few chores around my parents' house. Took care of a few dishes for them. I emptied and refilled their garbage cans in their home, and yeah, it was actually it was a really nice day. And again, Horseheads won. I mean, I don't know where this team is headed for in terms of I mean, listen, no matter what happens, I'm sure whoever they face going forward, when you get to, sectionals and the state tournament, I'm sure they'll all be difficult. But, you know what? If nothing else, they're good kids and they're going to get the job done. That's just how it is. So where was actually, I came early to watch the end of the JV girls game. That game was actually really close. I mean, Horseheads JV still won, but it was really close. Like, I think the final score was like 33-26. With Horseheads having like a 10-point lead when I arrived. So, yeah. So again, shout out to the Horseheads girls basketball team for, winning last night. It's actually a real treat to see these young athletes play. Anyway, I was gonna do my video on okay, so people mention like at this point, a lot of us are getting kind of annoyed by how, crazy cold the weather's been. Especially when a week ago we just got over something pretty serious. And now we're back into something that's arguably worse, minus the, giant snowstorm. But people tend to forget 2014 and 2015 were pretty bad too. Like, what's going on outside right now, yeah, it's not remotely ideal. It's nothing compared to 2014 and 2015. 2014 especially. And I remember this vividly because if you don't feel cold after hearing this story, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's probably not helping I'm telling this story when it's cold out, but after I first got out of college, my first jobs, I got 2 jobs actually, was working at Robert Packer Hospital. One working in the lab and one working as a transporter. The lab was obviously scanning samples of various tests that we were given, and being a transporter, just transport patients from one room to another. And I distinctly remember how brutally cold that winter was. Like, that was the first time, that was the first year the term Polar Vortex was ever used. And deservedly so. To put things in perspective, not this past week, but the week before, that was actually really cold. And then this past week was significantly warmer, which is great. When Polar Vortex happened, especially in 2014, and to a slightly lesser extent in 2015, I say we probably had a good month's worth of every day the temperature being in the single digits, if at best. It actually grew to be so cold that the first time it ever got to 20 degrees in the morning. And I know this because this is back in my days before, as I was really beginning my journey to run for marathons. My work schedule at the time was 7 to 3 o'clock. And in order for me to get any kind of a workout done, I would have to get up very early just to run a couple miles. And I only had time to run a couple miles because not only was the temperature bad, but also the weather itself was bad. Like lots of snow, could hardly run. Seriously, I couldn't even run it took me like 45 minutes just to run 3 miles, given how cold and how snowy the weather was. It took even longer when, because it was so cold out and I really needed to put on layers of clothing. Like, seriously, I know it doesn't take quote unquote long to put on clothes, but like, pay attention how long, if you're putting on layers, especially when it's cold out, pay attention to how long it actually takes you to do it. And keep in mind, like, I was running, so I really did have to make sure I was warm. Like, I would put on, Under Armour. Then I'd put on, running shorts and a running shirt. Then I would put sweatshirt and sweatpants, possibly with a hood if it had it. I'd wear a hat and put the hood over that. Gloves, in which, if you listen to music, you are SOL, because, like me personally, I need to listen to music when I work out. And it's really hard to, like, fiddle around with, like, taking your glove off in the freezing cold, grabbing your iPod, in my case, use your cold hands to manipulate the thing, and then put it back in your pocket with the hand on, and put the glove back on, I mean. And when you stop and consider the fact that it was so cold, the battery, seriously, when it's cold out, for those of you who don't know, batteries and electronics go down real fast when it's cold out. Which is odd, because you would think because it's so cold out, it would keep the battery from overheating, but no, it's actually very bad for it. And on top of that, because it's wintertime, and therefore the nights are ridiculously long, because I had to get up very early, it was pitch black when I went out, so I had to invest in a bright vest. Actually, I think I still might have it. Wait, do I? I'll see if I have it. It must be in, I must have it stored somewhere, but I know for a fact I still have it. And obviously, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. If a car, for whatever reason, was approaching, the light from the car would reflect off of the vest. The car would see me and would know to avoid me. No kidding, though. There was one morning where, obviously, the roads were so bad, and obviously I couldn't run, that, there are trucks who voluntarily, because people have their own trucks and get their own plows and do it themselves. And fun fact, plows will actually cover headlights. So no kidding, I was legit almost run over because a car couldn't see me because the plow was covering the lights. And to put things into perspective, I'm here, and I would say if my arm was about here, like the truck was like here. Like the side of the truck actually brushed my arm a little bit. Not bad, I mean, it didn't hurt or nothing, but that's how cold and how bad it was. Like, not only did I need to invest, at that point, not only did I need to invest in the bright vest, I also need to invest in a headlight, which I know I also still have, but I can't find at the moment. And yeah, I mean, listen, you want to complain that it's cold right now, go right ahead, but you don't know cold unless you have to deal with stuff like that, especially when you're working out and running. It was so cold. Like, seriously, I wasn't even convinced I worked up a sweat when I worked out. Because, I ran outside. Because honestly, that was how it worked for me. But as crazy as it sounds, I did develop, a habit of doing that. I mean, thankfully, after 2014, 2015, we really haven't had that bad of winters in the past. I mean, we've had some, but nothing too serious. I mean, I could probably, if this was like, if this was me 10 years ago, I would probably wear the layers I would wear, but I really wouldn't be annoyed about it. Like, I could still function and take care of everything and hopefully be able to use my iPod. But yeah, the weather we have right now, it's not ideal, but I've seen worse. And this is not it. It's impressive, I guess, if you want to, in a really sick and twisted way, but it is not the worst. Although, in case anyone's wondering, if you can't tell, I actually am wearing long johns underneath this outfit. Because, yeah, it really is that bad out. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very helping this video for all you guys watching the show over there. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, if you guys want to talk, Jim will be here to lend you. Always be back. Take care and make good choices. 6 of 7 all day, baby.